of our presentation. So the presenter of this topic, being human capital of the diaspora, is going to be Dr. Mohamed Ibrahim Noor, the Southwest State Government Somalia National Diaspora Policy. So let's give him a warm round of applause.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope everything is okay. Marka af maxaa tiri af maay kastoo Arabi kastoo English yeah waa iska qasanayna. I was saying like we mix some English, some Arabic, some maxaa inshallah. Marka hore soo dhawaada mar kale waxaan rabaa teamka oo RSF hani iyo bilow iyo maxaa waaye saaxiibkay Yaasiin inaan u mahadceliyo markii labaad waaye sanadkii hore Masar ma aadin si kale u mashquulsanaa with all mashquulka leeyahay in oo ay dadka ku riixaan goorma imaanay ma soo baxday intee soo maraysaa ma soo socotaa oo mahadsan tahay dad badan oo diasporka isma kasi jirin idaacadda lay iska dhagaysan jirnay marka tan iyana isbaran dad diaspora say u og yihiin say wax u cunaan say u dugdaan ayada saxa waa muhiim qofka mudahay say wax kala waa muhiim marka waxaan rabaa in more u noqdo interactive intaan gelin investment human capital waxaan rabaa inaan la share gareeyo some problems I want to share with you some statistics. If you see here, this is gross enrollment rate. Primary school gross enrollment rate GER and primary secondary school GER. Somalia compared with the region. They highlighted the Somalia. If you see, 2020 is the last data. Still update is going on. The primary school gross enrollment rate in Somalia was 14.33. That means out of 100 school-age children, 14 of them can go to school. Why is a lot of questions. Have access, because of tuition, because all of this. But if you compare that with Burundi, for example, it's more than 100. More than 100 meaning that even those who did not go to school last year or who failed come again. What is the region? The last one here, the average is 97.7. Means if there are 1,000 school-age children, 6 years or 7 year, age children, boys and girls, 970 of them are going to school. Only 30 of them are out of school. Whereas in our case, if we have 1,000 school-age children, only 140 are going to school, meaning that 860 of them are not going to school. Where are they going? Maybe joining a shabab? Maybe Dirbiga Kabodayan? I want to connect this with the Sahib K. Yeah, Batari Barshop, Batari made by the way, Batar Barshok and Kidim in Kirafai. Okay, if you go to secondary school, the same problem goes to secondary because if you don't have primary school, access is limited in primary school, of course. Access will be also limited in secondary school, okay? Okay. This is okay. Yes. This scenario analysis, if you see, for example, how much students we have? Okay. The best case scenario, Somalia should have 2.6 million primary school students. If you combine that with the secondary school, that means about 3 to 3.5 million students should go to school. But now, out of these 3.5, 3 million of them are out of school. And I show with you the data out of school children. Okay, look here. This is the region, Somalia compared with our region. If you see the current out of school children is 2.662739. In 2023, our latest official data, there are 17 million population. Our population is a lot of, like fluctuation is, some say 20 million, UN say 18 million, but our statistics, Bureau of Statistics reports is 15.89 million. That means 16.76, almost 17% of our population are out of school age. If you compare that with South Sudan is the second, is 9. If you see Egypt, look for Egypt, the last one, 0.01, out of school. Then look Kenya, just 2.57. Okay. Look, Ethiopia has 115 million population, and we have just 15 million. But the number of out of school are the same, Ethiopia and Somalia. Now you see why we have a lot of problem. Huh? Market these numbers. Okay. This is how much government is spent on education. The current federal government budget on education is 3%, 3.2%. But if you see the region, over 10%. Ethiopia 24%, Burundi 20%, Kenya 19%. Then you understand the reflection, yeah? Lacagta inta aadaysa oo dawladda haddii dadku wax lagu baroonin ila lacagta imaanaysa si kasta mogtahay. Meel kale aadaysa laga yaabaa, yeah? Safarada iyo laga yaabaa in iyo meel kale inay noo aadayso. Marka been la waay. Xagga aadno in aad kor laga sheekeeyay waxa la lahaayay in wuxuu dhahay hibelow doqonta tolka tiranaya ay tirada ii qabo mogta haye waay waa heshiye marka in cid wixii doqon xariin walaag dabaal ila tiriya ya la sari ay adiko waay maana doqon waay horta koo dhaw dhahay ha doqon ma bihi dib baan kaaga saaraya horta koo dhaw dhahay mogta wuxuu dhahay koo ku kala ma jiro dhahay ya marka anaga hadda hadii la waxa la tirinaa wixii problem la tirinaa waay. This is the education point of view. I want to share with you some economic updates. South Africa? It's fine. That was a paper. I think it's accepted and in review then. If it's publicly available, I'll share with RSF, then you can share with the team. Huh? It's published, don't worry. This is some economic analysis. Liban aliyaro general Libana maxkamadda waxa ka bartay lala akhriyo waxa lama maqashay ilaa maxkamaddu mogda waxay isticmaalay sheeg adiga criminal code mogda islaamna waa imaade marka waxa la sameeynaa kan la akhriyay suuratul maa'ida ay dhahay mogda marka wixii daay lala akhriyay way kan fiiriya. If you see our trade analysis, Somalia imports products worth of $5.76 billion. There is estimate says 8 billion. This is the modest, statistics I have found. 5.7 billion worth of commodities products, but it exports only 0.725. Why? Now, if you see, what is the difference? 5 billion. 5.76 minus 0.725 is about 5 billion. Our trade deficit is 5 billion. And you know that the war between US and China is all about trade deficit. Marka madama la fahamsan ilaho nin fahansiday madama la fahansanin qofna dib kuma hayso. Now the question is that like this. We have this room, okay? Qolkan alaabta anaga haysano just 0.7 bes lacagana soo galayso. When you export you get hard currency, and when you import you send hard currency. So asha waxa marka 5 billion kan take Kenya, 5 billion kan oo China inaga rabto, Imaaraadka iyo Hindiya naga rabto, Malaysia, even Bulgaria ujeedi wax ka keensanayno, I don't know. Ukraine waa ka keensanayna, intee laga keenaya? Okay, how we have been, how we have managed to finance this trade deficit through remittance, almost 1.6 to 2 billion remittance noo imaanaysa, iyo some aid. Waxa aan dhoofino fiiri. Number one, do you know what Somalia does? People think livestock. No, it's gold. Even, do you know that we export gold? Yeah? Number one, export is now worth like 246 million. Professor, add الذهب loo qabaa. If wasaaradda joogto kolba oo ka dari doonto, if regulated, maybe waxa hadda oo aan 264 aan dhaho, you know, maybe we could get a billion or something, you know why? Okay, number one waxaan dhoofino waxa waaye idaha iyo ariga waaye, waxa ka soo haray aargoosato iyo waxaas waaye. If you see, okay, can you up to this? Our top import maxaa waaye mitaana secret waaye. We spend how much, you know? $530 million, $500 million. Yeah? On tobacco. We roll tobacco. Tobacco the adige barra la kena wa fi'nad. It goes back. The second one is sugar. Not me. About 420. The third one is palm oil. The fourth one is rice and concentrated milk. Yeah? Qad is not reported officially. Any trade between us and Kenya is informal. It's not reported by World Bank. These are official, formal trade. Okay, now this is my point. I'll come back here. But can you go to remittance? I want to show remittance here. UNDP says 1.6. World Bank says $1.3 billion we get from Ashaout, honey, below all this stuff. But the question is this. How about after 20 years from now? Professor, you send something? Okay. Professor is complaining. Okay. You know my point. Ciyaalka oo ay dhaleen tiimkan oo waxaan noo soo diro aabbahoodiya Soomaali joogo, walaalkoodiya joogo, ciyaalka oo Maraykan ku dhashay ama Yurub ku dhashay, after dadka hadda joogo oo anaga nala mid second generation lacagta ma soo diri doonaan. This is the way. Ilaahay safiirkeena hadda ninka Jibriil ka Nairobi hadda ka hor wuxuu noogu sheekay study ay sameeyeen. Some markii oo telephone Soomaali lagu soo diro, daddy, my dad is calling. Allah yaham. Awogay mdahay. Daddy, your dad is calling. Awoga ku remera dad. Awoga ku roy la roy. Markii langaas awoga ku roy. Bura la kadimo iyo may iskoolki bardal belo basement raw. Okay, it's the reality is coming. Marka another important point is that the new trend found in the last 2-3 years, which is a lot of skills are missing in our country. Why skills are missing? Do you believe Somali need about Ma'alim Quran? Believe me, in about 2-3 years, we have to recruit Quran teachers from other countries. Yes? Okay, I tell you this. Sorry, no offense, but reality. I didn't know Naimana Romasin Shaga. Yalan Kederfanusa. Maybo and Hamin into this then. Okay, like this. What are the skills? Teacher skill maha. Okay, I was in Simat for 15 years. Yeah, I'm still young. Sorry. Simat University, Mogadishu University, Jama'at Umadda, all of them have faculty of education. The faculty of education in every university in Somalia, from Amut in Boroma to Kismaya University, it's free. Huh? And imagine no one wants to go there. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان ما علمنا فقر شيء ما إنجليزي. No one go there. Okay. هيا فرصة ميغان لترجست. Look, current system jar ما يبغى فريامة the إيشك two piece مله. There is no electrician, there is no plumber. Okay, no skills. All of us want like this. And let me tell you, I counted from Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud to the DG. Parliament of Somaliland, they have two, two houses. Puntland Kudar, 82 Puntland Kudar, 66. Galmudug Kudar, 89. Kudar Jubaland, Kudar Hirshabelle is 99. Southwest 95. All this calculate grey. Helban Agasimugud is 14,069 positions. In our federal state, there are 14,069 government positions. All the 17 million people, we want to occupy those 14,000 positions. Maha, marka waiter, how you waiter mafado? Darad waiter mafado inta nagada? Ay waiter rewanga if you go to Mogadishu, may bua kobsha, okay malang nile ma may king ko wala yelkli ya. Alhamdulillah wa khairu ya. Tas unig adani. Okay. Somaliland dong shagal wala gi ayu Oromo. Listen. Yeah, in Somalia if you go, skills done because Ethiopian Gerald yeah, imelang koyaya. Like Puntland, Reptung or Damgro Kablau, Ila Muduk, Shakal Hobler of skill ayu, Hoxta Hobler that come ok do of Kadan Kdoyu. Okay. Lacking my koi, Walagibo or scored the Malang Kanao, chef had the fear chef. I realized later on, chef is a big thing. Chef like in Europe, like this guy's a chef, like it's big thing. Even we don't want to be chefs. All these are taken by Kenyans, happily, by Ugandans, happily, Syrians. Yemen now is like half of the population of Yemen where now is in Somalia. They are happily taking what we are doing. Dari biga kebodo inat. Ado era fadi hay na patar to japti gorto alko goy. Gorto fadi hay. Okay, now let us go to investment now. What I want you guys next time patar may fadi inta shaka dong inkshakina immigration I wala gabil dong sadaft. Okay. How many foreign direct investments we receive? 0.64 billion. Less than even our export. Market the diaspora thing is very simple. This is my appeal to the diaspora, I was born in Somalia, raised in Somalia, educated in Somalia, working in Somalia. Maybe I go to some places and come back, I have never lived in any other country. And I have never held any other document. Then I'm not part of the diaspora. I am now appealing to you as my brothers and sisters. Alamino, worship cigar no sameya, half billion kasni bagato. Look, it's like this. If you like haddi worship or hadil samay, mathalan bear or bristle samay, bear or China and Boyd. When I teach at the university, I tell them like, if you eat pasta, you are sending $1 to Italy. But if you eat sour, you are sending $1 to Baydabo. Now you decide, you send $1 to Baydabo or to Italy? Are you with me? But it's economical reality. It's like that. Whenever you buy something imported, you are sending money to that country, whatever it is. You get Jad, like Jad is another story. And last time we were doing studies, then people ask me like, Dr. Mohamed, how are we going to solve Jad? Jad is very simple, two ways. Either we make it fatwa so sara, like man akala jadan fahuwa kafirun, Islantis lu gursu dukor, hoshir ka dukor, ay galo ilang jad am. Either takfir kala hadi kalma ho abur noy, aburun. No, it's nothing called. I had a friend, Indonesian friend. Like we were like during my PhD, during my PhD, we went to the same university. He is now in the department of coffee. Indonesia, one of the most exports of Indonesia to US is coffee. They export coffee to US. He told me he asked me about how many sea level. I said 500, 600 until some place 900. He said there are a lot of types of coffee. Not all coffee, because even Ethiopia doesn't have all coffees, each one. Mark, we did survey. My final conclusion, I want to give some discussions with the people. This survey, with the help of RSF, we distributed to the diaspora. Maybe some of you guys. I am very sorry. The response is very low. I was saying why you want to respond? All you are so busy handling your things, but the survey is ongoing. We collected about 30, If you read this, we ask questions. Mainly, what we have found was, if you see, you will find that Somali diaspora is willing to invest to Somalia. I wanted them to listen this. Okay. They are willing to invest to Somalia. They love their country. They want to help Somalia. But these are issues. Investment, as we know, is not an aid, isn't it? It comes risk and return. In Somalia, the return is low and the risk is high. Are you with me? The return is low, the risk is high. Why the return is low, the risk is high? Because the Diaspora office is here. I hope investment office, all of them, they have a Ministry of Foreign, they have investment office, department, also Diaspora department. I wanted them to highlight this. Why return is low, risk is high? Okay, number one, who reports the risk of the country? IMF and World Bank. Who tells us Somali risk is this way? Is IMF, World Bank. And Abdul Qadir Sulaiman is here from Ministry of Finance. I hope he also can help us in some issues. Then, in 1969, when the Somali military overtook the country, they nationalized all the foreign companies. All foreign companies, including 4 banks. 2 Italian banks, Bank di Credito and Bank di Napoli, and 1 Egyptian bank, Bank Boursaid, and 1, a UK British bank. Okay, not only the banks are nationalized, also insurance companies were nationalized, okay? Like trade companies, even Toyota company run by an individual was nationalized. Then because of that dot, whenever you read the background of Somalia is now nationalizing foreign assets. Tugo sida geel u kala dhacaan xoolaha u dhacaana. Sida geel u kala dhacaan ma aragt? Local dhaca. Then that is the challenge, number 1. And whatever we have now, our regulations, the government, the federal government is trying, but most of the current regulations we are using, most of them are reflecting the military government. Also. Most of them also are those, like when it comes to corporate taxation, all this stuff. That's number 1. Number 2, which goes also to Ministry of Foreign, especially Department of Investment, is that, okay, During the military government, private enterprise were not allowed because we were scientific socialists. I don't know why scientific and socialists come together. Maybe Bro Muhammad Mukhtar and Bro Mohamed Ali can help us. Can science and social come at one time? I don't understand. We had this one. Then because of these regulations, the banks belong to the government, telecom companies belong to the government, both the government, even the groceries, I realized later on. Inji معناها where food distribution. Like no, all this stuff. But now these regulations are still there and they are scary. When you read like, no, I'm not allowed here. Then how we clean this mess is very important. Why the return is so low is because of the dumping. Chinese are dumping to us with the help of Somalis. Turkish are dumping to us with the help of Somalis. Everyone is dumping to us. Okay? And why this dumping, even the federal government cannot control? Because the federal government doesn't control Kismaayo port, doesn't control Bosaso port, doesn't control Berbera port, and now everyone is having port. Maybe Southwest State is going to have also Barawa port, inshallah. But this problem also. Then at the end of the day, if we want to attract investment from our diaspora, good sisters and brothers from diaspora, and they are not only diasporas, also the diaspora can, mobilize. If you read this paper, I'll give, also this another paper, I'll give it to the team, maybe you can read. We can have like some sort of like maybe diaspora bond, okay? Some sort of mutual investment fund, some sort of venture capitalism, all this stuff we can organize. If this is organized maybe in US, not only Bilal and Mohamed Haji Mukhtar and Ashoud is contributing, maybe some other non-Somalis also want to contribute. But in order for this to take place, we need to create a conducive environment where the risk is manageable, clear, and return is not high, but logic. My final point, when our oil and gas industry started to be exploited, 2022, World Bank helped us, we come to with this. Okay, they say, if you want to attract investment for your oil and gas, you have to be lower than the region. How much Kenya is providing for foreign oil and gas companies, how much Uganda is providing, how much is providing. Finally, we have found this, end up. If a barrel of oil is exploited from, is extracted from Somalia now, only $24, 24%, not dollars, 24% of that, whatever it is, we are going to get. 76% is taken by the oil and gas company, maybe Shell or BP, yeah, or ExxonMobil. Just 24%. Imagine one barrel is $100. Only you're getting $24. How? Not only $24. This $24 also in the form of royalty, very marginal of it, but in the form corporate tax, all this stuff. Then this 24 is going to be distributed from the area where the oil is for example, extracted, maybe say that district. Then the state of that district gets some tax. Then the federal government gets how much? You tell me. Then one of my friends were telling me, it's better we take care of, like sheep and goat more. Because like, if we sell one sheep to Saudi Arabia, we get $100. And that $100 goes back to the rural guy. Not 74 is taken by this. Thank you very much for your attention. My conclusion is this. Somalia is a place where there are a lot of blessings. We are good in agriculture. Imagine Somalia has one of the best places for, for agrarians. We have the longest coast in Africa. 3,000, 4 threes, 3,333 kilometers. Like, okay, if we only invest, like Sheraton and Hilton, give them every 5 kilometers, build one. I think they enough. Okay, some of you ask like, okay, but Somalia, and most of these people ask, if you go to Somalia, like, if you go maybe airport and Jazeera, like a cup of coffee is $4, yeah, $5. Do you know how much is the poverty rate in Somalia? What do you think? I was saying Batar 70%, now 54. Now we are 54. 54% Somalis are under the poverty line. But what is the poverty line? What do you think? $2.06 a day. The recent statistics. But this is the problem. In East, we join now. Somalia joined East Africa community. We celebrated for that, because I am part of the government. I have to celebrate whether I like it or not. But I have a lot of reservations. Do you know that, except Burundi, Somalia is the poorest nation in the bloc. Even we are poorer than South Sudan. No, whatever it is, South Sudan has oil. Maybe you have God. You have Allah. That's your problem. Like, you look, the average GDP per capita in the region, per capita is 1,000. And our GDP per capita, the maximum, the exaggerated one is $592. Other one, 54. And if we want to reach 1,000 per capita, how much it will take? Another disaster. Somali population is growing more than the economy. Our annual population growth is 3.1. Our GDP per capita, GDP growth, economic growth is 2.4. We are producing more babies than dollars. Then if that trend goes on, the same it is. Because we are getting poorer. My final point. Somalia of today is poorer than the Somalia of 1972. Believe me. By all calculations. You go back, read the economy. Then I worry that's about 50 years, 48 years.
I think we were only 4 million.
About even less than 4 million. 90 we were 5 million, maybe we are 3 something million. And Somalia used to finance more on education in 1972 than now. Then I hope we don't witness another 30 years. We talk about we were better off in 2024. With that, thank you very much. Sorry, Hadi Awal Kadeli. I'm very sorry if I offend anyone. I always in the classroom, academic guys can speak freely. We have democracy in the classroom everywhere, even in the. Thank you very much. With that, if I have some questions, some discussions, and I stand to be corrected if some statistics you don't disagree. There is no one number in Somalia because like IMF tells you something, World Bank tells you another thing, African Development Bank tells you something. But for me, what I do, I mostly take, I only rely on what the Somali government says because that is the official one. Thank you very much. Jazakumullah khairan.